Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chris Maloney back with you for another edition of CWN Predicts WWE WrestleMania XL Saturday, taking place live tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Peacock and the WWE Network. If I can talk today, it's the show 2 of 2, by the way. 2 shows yesterday, 2 shows today, and then 1 tomorrow. Kind of want to do another one tomorrow just for the sake, but it's only going to be 1. It's a busy weekend, and just got finished watching NXT Stand and Deliver 2024. I think 6 matches in total. I went 4-2 as far as my predictions go. I think that was the case. I know I missed out on the Tag Team Championship match. I also mixed out on the main event. I picked Trick Williams to lose, Carmelo Hayes to win. It kind of went the other way around. So it's going to be interesting to see how the NXT Championship plays out. Some cool news from the NXT, I almost said TakeOver. It's way back in the day. Some cool news, though. NXT Women's North American Championship is coming. And the second bit of news, besides Roxanne Perez winning the championship for a second time, is Julia was in attendance. So I mentioned that on the Third Down Chris Maloney yesterday with regards to Julia being in America. Well, yeah, she sure enough was there, front row for the match with Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria, and then had posted on social media with regards to pictures with Triple H and this and that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting on Tuesday with regards to NXT. Especially with the North American Championship for the women's, and Julia is still a ways away, but it's still kind of cool. I wonder if she's going to be at WrestleMania tonight, tomorrow, but I don't know if she's going to be on camera, but I don't know. It was a pretty good show. Trick still has a lot to, I shouldn't say a lot to learn, but Trick still is, he's still green around the edges, so to speak. I mean, the personality, the hype, him getting the main event win tonight against Carmelo Hayes obviously is a good thing, but still some breathing room as far as his groundwork goes, so to speak. But I mean, it'll come in time, and hopefully he stays with it. He was a huge superstar within probably 5 years or so, main eventing WrestleMania. Who knows? But yes, this is CWN Predicts WrestleMania XL Saturday live tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Peacock WWE Network, countdown at 5 o'clock p.m. Peacock social media and WWE Network. Huge panel. I think 6 in total is going to be on the panel tonight. And of course, taking place Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hall of Fame was last night. Didn't see all of it, but I did see the Paul Heyman, Paul E. Dangerously, of course, but Paul Heyman, his speech, Roman Reigns' speech inducting him. It was just classic. It was awesome. It was awesome to see Paul Heyman put on the trench coat, the hat, the old school cell phone, and then the earmuff, so to speak. That was cool to see. Saw bits and pieces of parts of the other, bits of the WB Hall of Fame, including, Mika, and Taylor Rotunda playing tribute to Bray Wyatt. Obviously Mike Rotunda playing tribute to Bray Wyatt. It's so interesting. It's the Fireflies, okay? It's to see them again last night, and Bray's last theme song, I think it was by Code Orange, played with the Fireflies last night. It's still breaks my heart. 36 years old, but good Hall of Fame last night. I'll eventually catch up on the other parts. SmackDown last night played in huge to what's going to take place tonight, and I was thinking about it. I was thinking, you know what? I can't remember a time where tonight, Saturday, has meant so much to tomorrow, Sunday, with regards to WrestleMania. The main event, of course, tonight, but you have to basically see tonight's WrestleMania, the least the main event, to be able to know what the heck is going on tomorrow. You can play catch-up highlights, whatever the case may be, but you're not going to know everything that takes place in this main event tonight unless you watch WrestleMania. And, I'm on board. It's like I said to my daughter yesterday, it's like, you're looking at a good, say 5 o'clock to 11:30, 6.5 hours tonight, say 5 o'clock to 11:30 tomorrow, 6.5 hours tomorrow, 13 hours. And obviously you're not going to watch the kickoff, what they call the countdown show now in its entirety. You'll be doing stuff in the background, whatever the case may be. But the fact is, you think about WrestleMania, even 4.5 hours tonight, 4.5 hours tomorrow, 9 hours. And then you think about, a Stand and Deliver that took place earlier today as well. And I mean, that just WWE alone, you're looking at a good 12 hours within a matter of, about 36 hours, whatever the case might be. But well worth it. I mean, huge fan, been a fan forever with regards to WWE wrestling in general. It's It is what it is. It's a hardcore wrestling fan in me. I guess I'll leave it at that. But yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on the agenda tonight. 6 matches. What did I say? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I can count, 7 matches tonight taking place. And this is the current order. I don't know if it's changed this afternoon. I haven't seen anything with regards to changes as far as the order lineup, the match lineup goes. But it's 7 matches. Obviously, the main event, we know what the main event is. But opening the show tonight, Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley as champion from the Judgment Day. Mommy taking on the man, Becky Lynch. It's one of these things where they had been rumored that Becky Lynch was going to beat Rhea Ripley. But to me, as much as I would have liked to say, hey, Becky Lynch, new women's world champion, I can't. It's mommy. Rhea Ripley is just way too strong. I mean, obviously, you're seeing dissension in the Judgment Day lately, and who's to say how that's going to play out? Obviously, lots of dissension from SmackDown last night as well, but dissension with regards to Judgment Day. Rhea is so strong, so dominant as a champion, and to see her lose to Becky Lynch, who's already had the limelight, so to speak, it's I think the days are gone. Becky Lynch has a book tour. Let's make her champion. I think those days are past. Rhea Ripley, number 1 played female superstar with regards to WB 2K24, sponsoring this event, by the way, as well as Snickers. With regards to Rhea Ripley, the time is not right. I don't know when the time is going to be right, but the time is not right. And with that being said, I'm going to say Rhea Ripley retains tonight against Becky Lynch. I can't see Rhea Ripley losing tonight. I know Becky Lynch has been rumored. I know there's contract talks, all this sort of stuff, her and Seth Rollins, of course, but I can't see tonight being the night that Rhea Ripley loses. I'm going to say Rhea Ripley for the win to retain the Women's World Championship. That is my prediction there. Next match, and like I said, these are all in order. I haven't seen anything with regards to changes, but these are all in order as far as the matches go. 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Judgment Day is champions. That's Damian Priest, Finn Balor, taking on DIY, taking on the Awesome Truth, taking on the New Day, taking on A-Town Down Under, taking on New Catch Republic. Favorites immediately looking at this would be New Catch Republic. Judgment Day, I'm going to say this because of the dissension, everything else, and still Damian Priest holding on to that briefcase. I'm going to say Judgment Day loses for sure. DIY, no. They get the WrestleMania moment. Are they going to win? No. Awesome Truth had been rumored, but the fact is, again, back in the day, maybe they do that moment, so to speak, our Truth, Judgment Day, things have moved on, whatever the case may be. I'm going to say no to them. New Day, come and gone. They've had their moments in the past. It's a new day, I guess, new WrestleMania. But so leaves me 2 teams: New Catch Republic and A-Town Down Under. With regards to the hype, with regards to Logan Paul, A-Town Down Under being affiliated with them, New Catch Republic, I'd love to see them win. I think there could be a chase. I don't think New Catch Republic's going to do it tonight. I honestly think undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions are going to be A-Town Down Under. Now, that being said, they made this stipulation saying that all 4 belts have to be dropped in order for the match to be over. Does that mean one team basically takes down the old school Raw Tag Team Championships and another team takes down the old school kind of SmackDown Tag Team Championships? What happens if one team takes down one of each and another team takes down one of each? It's like, I see it as them splitting up the titles tonight. I see, and that being said, just kind of changed my mind as I'm talking about this. But that being said, I'm going to say A-Town Down Under and new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They split up the titles. And I'm going to say, with regards to Raw, I'm going to say the Awesome Truth are the new Raw Tag Team Champions. So Judgment Day is done as champions, and that being said, so yes, new Tag Team Champions, split titles, A-Town Down Under for the win for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. And you've got the Awesome Truth as winners for the Raw tag team titles. And New Catch Republic can sit there and feud with A-Town Down Under. I know Pretty Deadly, they've been doing their thing on social media. They can also feud with A-Town Down Under. But fact is, yes, I'm going to say they split up the titles, and those are your two winners. A-Town Down Under for the SmackDown titles, and then basically the Awesome Truth for the Raw tag team titles. So yes, that I've changed my mind. It's just talking about this. So that is my prediction there. Next match of the night, tag team match. This, if you watched SmackDown last night, this here is the match has changed, of course. So tag team match, Rey Mysterio and Andrade now with the LWO taking on Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio with Legado del Fantasma in their corner. The extension, of course, Dom with regards to the Judgment Day. I don't think we're going to see a full split tonight or tomorrow with regards to Judgment Day. I'm going to say it's like little trickles, kind of little Easter eggs, so to speak. But anyways, if you watched SmackDown last night, you saw Dragon Lee getting attacked in the back. Nobody was there, though. Basically, it was Dragon Lee down. Carlito was there to respond. Referees asking for help. Rey Mysterio being told Dragon Lee is not going to be cleared for WrestleMania tonight. That being said, Rey was asked, well, what are you going to do? So obviously, he speaks up and says Andrade is going to be part of the team. And Carlito took offense. He goes, hey, good. But you can tell the dissension is there. That being said, the way it played out last night on SmackDown, what happens if, I'm not saying what happens if, this is what I think happened. Carlito injured Dragon Lee, and Carlito wanted to be in that the tag team match at WrestleMania. And because Carlito took out Dragon Lee, he immediately thought Rey Mysterio was going to choose him. Well, Andrade gets, in the mix. And Andrade was part of that match, last night. It was Zelina Vega, with the LWO at ringside. And then it was, who was it? Electra Lopez on the other side of things with Legado on the outside. Now, that being said, when they came down to the ring, Legado had Andrade with them. And then after the match, Andrade turned babyface, sided with Rey Mysterio, sided with Zelina Vega. Obviously, a huge history between Zelina Vega as well as Andrade. And then backstage, of course, Rey finds out that Dragon Lee can't compete. Carlito's all hopeful, and Andrade takes the spot instead. So Rey Mysterio and Andrade taking on Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio tonight. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Rey Mysterio, Andrade lose because Carlito costs them the match. Carlito becomes part of Legado del Fantasma. So Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio get the win here tonight. That's my prediction there. Next match of the night, brother versus brother match. Jimmy Uso taking on Jey Uso. Third time in history of WrestleMania this has ever taken place. Obviously, Owen and Brett, WrestleMania 10. You had Matt and Jeff Hardy at one of the WrestleManias. I forget which one it was. And now, obviously, Jimmy Uso tonight. So what do? You have basically main event Jey Uso, who has done well for his singles run since he's turned babyface, of course. And Jimmy Uso still being part of the bloodline. And I was thinking about it. It's like, what do you do between these two guys? How do you put one over the other? When Owen Hart beat Bret Hart still they've had WrestleManias where the first match of the night has mattered towards the end of the last match of the night. Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 30, obviously that he had to get by Triple H in the beginning to be able to capture the WB World Heavyweight Championship. Bret Hart loses to Owen in WrestleMania 10, and then all of a sudden, Bret goes on. He loses the first match against Owen, but then goes on to win the championship from Yokozuna in the main event, WrestleMania 10. So this here is just brother versus brother. So with that being said, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say because of the hype, because of the popularity where Jey Uso is with regards to Cody Rhodes, with regards to his brotherhood with Sami Zayn, with regards to him being part of that clique, so to speak, with regards to Monday Night Raw and being a superstar. I'm going to say Jimmy Uso with the win here. I don't know if it's Jimmy Uso because it's Solo Sikoa, but I'm going to say Jimmy Uso does come out with Solo Sikoa. We could see Solo Sikoa turn, but then that doesn't play out too well with regards to the main event or tomorrow night. So I'm going to say this: brother versus brother match, Jimmy Uso for the win over Jey Uso. Third last match of the night, 6-woman tag team match, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi taking on Damage Control, which is Dakota Kai and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka, obviously Kairi Sane. They are not bringing in Jade Cargill to WrestleMania to have her lose. So that being said, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi for the win here against Damage Control. Do we see the Kabuki Warriors turn on Dakota Kai in this match here? That would play out towards tomorrow night with regards to Bayley and Io Sky. I almost said Io Shirai, but Io Sky. It's when you look at Bianca, Jade Cargill, Naomi, if you were to have women's, 6-woman tag team champions, Bianca, Jade Cargill, Naomi, they would fit that standard easily. So Bianca, Jade Cargill, Naomi for the win. Here I say Jade beats. I'm going to say Jade wins. I'm going to say I don't think they're going after the tag team championships. I'm going to say Jade beats Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai loses the match. Kabuki Warriors turn on Dakota Kai. That's the end of her with regards to Damage Control, and whether or not Damage Control changes their name with regards to EO, who knows? But Bianca, Jade Cargill, Naomi. For the win, Jade Cargill pins Dakota Kai, to win that match there. Semi-main event, second last match of the night, Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther as champion, with or without Imperium. I'm going to say with Imperium, at least for the announcement. Who is it? Ludwig Kaiser does an amazing job at putting over Gunther in the, as far as his entrance goes. Taking on the one and only Sami Zayn. This is another one of those, like I was talking about Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley. Does Sami beat Gunther? But if Sami beats Gunther, it's the timing. Again, the timing's not right. As much as I'd like to see Sami Zayn win the Intercontinental Championship, I don't know if it's going to happen. I realize it's Philadelphia. I realize it's the whole underdog theory. I realize it's the whole Rocky Balboa thing, the Italian Stallion. When he was with Chad Gable, I don't know how many young fans picked up on this, but when Gable was picking him apart, and Sami was like, I'm afraid. That is from Rocky 3. Go back and watch Rocky 3, guys, and look at Sami Zayn's performance in that segment with Chad Gable, and then look at basically Rocky 3. He is running with Apollo Creed, and Apollo Creed is basically, beating his ass as far as a race goes on the beach. And Apollo just basically, writes him off because Rocky just doesn't have that oomph anymore, And then obviously Adrian comes down and she talks to Rocky, and they get into an argument, and Rocky sits there and says, I'm afraid, and Sami played it up a little bit differently, but it was the same sort of scenario. Sami is afraid of disappointing his fans, his family, this and that. Rocky was afraid because he just didn't think he had it anymore, and he, basically that's where it comes from. So I'm almost changing my mind again. But what did they do with Gunther? I mean, but it's the arrogance. It's being a wrestling fan for as long as I have been. That's what's concerning, is the arrogance of Gunther, think he's untouchable, unstoppable. Give Sami Zayn his WrestleMania moment as a singles. Obviously, they won the tag team championship last year, him and Kevin Owens defeating the Usos. WrestleMania Saturday, that was a big moment. But he's never had that singles moment. I mean, yes, I've changed my mind again. Sami Zayn for the win in this one here. Philadelphia, the underdog, shuts up Gunther, wins the Intercontinental Championship, maybe with the help of Otis Tozawa, Chad Gable, maybe just Chad Gable, but Sami Zayn for the win to defeat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Yes, I've done it again, but that is my pick, Sami Zayn. Finally, guys, main event of the night, tag team match. If Rhodes and Rollins win, the Bloodline will be banned from ringside on WrestleMania Sunday for the main event. If the Bloodline wins, it'll be Bloodline rules on WrestleMania Sunday for the main event. So to me, just being a wrestling fan, they're not going to mention Bloodline rules and then not go with that stipulation tomorrow. So that being said, who's going to win. But how is it going to happen? Is it going to be interference? Jimmy Uso is going to be interference from Solo Sikoa. Are they going to bring in, outside factors, so to speak? There's a lot of Samoans, a lot of people outside of the WWE who've become free agents that could become a factor in this match, so to speak, with regards to WrestleMania. So that being said, Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins taking on the Bloodline, which is The Rock and Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's speech, like I said again last night, was absolutely freaking remarkable. Rock and Roman Reigns were good on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. This past, I think, was Wednesday. The whole hype, the whole feud, the whole way it's played out, when all of a sudden it was like, oh, it's going to be The Rock against Roman Reigns, and the way it's played out now, I'm a fan. I'm looking forward to this, and knowing it's going to play a factor into tomorrow night, of course, yes. But I'm a fan of the way the hype, the storyline, everything's gone with regards to the feud with the Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins. Huge fan of it. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, yes, the Bloodline wins tonight, The Rock and Roman Reigns, because it makes no sense. Makes no sense to talk about Bloodline rules and then not enforce Bloodline rules tomorrow. So, yes, that being said, the Bloodline, Rock and Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman win the match tonight. Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins lose. do we see a cash in by Damian Priest at the end of this match? That is something there. Does Damian Priest wait till tomorrow? I can't. Damian Priest is going to get his moment. It's not going to be tonight though, because the fact is you're not going to have the Rock and Roman Reigns win, defeating Paul Heyman, and then basically, have the show go off the air with Damian Priest. That just does not make sense in any sense at all. Damian Priest, I think, is going to be a factor tomorrow with regards to Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, but tonight, I think it's all Rock and Roman Reigns. Bloodline rules tomorrow. So yes, that is my prediction there. Surprised I went 20 minutes, but I got chatty. So yeah, it's WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania weekend. It's WrestleMania week. WrestleMania season. I'm excited. Like I said, I've been a fan 44 years now of wrestling, and WrestleMania is always going to be always going to be my go-to as far as wrestling events go. So again, guys, these are my predictions. Rhea Ripley defeats Becky Lynch to retain the Women's World Championship. Six-pack ladder match. Titles get separated. Raw Tag Team Champions, SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So I said A-Town Down Under as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and then basically the Awesome Truth are going to be the new Raw Tag Team Champions. So I'm going to say they split up the titles tonight. Tag team match, Santos Escobar as well as Dominic Mysterio beat Rey Mysterio and Andrade, thanks to the help of Carlito joining Legado del Fantasma. That's my prediction there. Brother versus brother, Jimmy Uso defeats Jey Uso. 6-woman tag team match, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Naomi defeats Damage Control. I'm going to say Jade gets the pin on Dakota. Dakota gets kicked out of Damage Control by the Kabuki Warriors. Intercontinental Championship match, like I said, Sami Zayn, the underdog in Philadelphia, defeating Gunther for the title. So yeah, Sami Zayn new Intercontinental Champion. That is my prediction there. And then tag team match, the main event, Bloodline, Rock, Roman Reigns defeating Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins tonight. It'd be interesting who takes the pin. It could even be Cody taking the pin. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say it is going to be. That makes the story even better. I mean, they keep talking about finish the story, but that is my prediction there. Cody Rhodes is going to be the one who takes the pin tonight. Seth Rollins can't be the one who's going to be blamed, and it makes it that much harder for Cody tomorrow. And I'll get to that tomorrow. So, anyways, guys, those are my predictions. Like I said, Bloodline for the win. Bloodline rules will take place tomorrow there. As always, follow me at Chris Maloney, CWN social media. This is it's WrestleMania. It's I love it. And I will be back tomorrow, same time tomorrow, 3 p.m. I'll do a small little recap with regards to WrestleMania Saturday, and I will do my predictions tomorrow, 3 p.m. live, Facebook, Twitch, as well as YouTube, with regards to WrestleMania Sunday. But guys, 5 o'clock tonight. Start enjoying the pre-show, the countdown, and then 7 o'clock tonight, Peacock WB Network. And I found out, by the way, I was reading this morning, 2026 is the end of the deal with Peacock. So if you have the WB Network, we're in the clear as far as not having to pay ridiculous prices for PLEs. So yeah, enjoy that till 2026. Not sure exactly what month in 2026, but we're good till 2026. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching and listening. I will be back tomorrow with WrestleMania Sunday predictions. And enjoy the show tonight. It's going to be long. Tomorrow's going to be long. All the other wrestling taking place as well. But that's what we are. We are wrestling fans. So, guys, thank you very much for watching and listening. I will see everybody tomorrow at 3 p.m., same time for WrestleMania Sunday predictions. Enjoy the show tonight. And like I always say, I will talk to everybody again sometime soon.